Good evening and welcome to This Week in Joe's Basement. I'm Joe, and this is my basement. So this week in Joe's Basement, we're going to tackle a difficult and sensitive social issue, namely race relations between blacks and whites. So the way we've decided to approach this is simply to go up to black people and ask them what they think of white people, and to go up to white people and ask them what they think of black people, simply and directly, and see what kind of responses we get. And, well, I admit it, we started out on this on a lark, but I must say that we've gotten some very interesting responses, particularly from the black people we've asked. Now, we haven't exactly gotten any sort of a comprehensive or necessarily well-rounded sample of people, nor have we really tried to, as of yet. We just got people from the neighborhoods of Hyde Park, Woodlawn, and Uptown, and I'm simply going to present those responses to you and let you draw your own conclusions, though I must say that I think some of the white liberals made real assholes out of themselves, but I'll let you see that for yourself. Without me having to direct your opinion. Anyway, so race relations in the real world this week in Joe's Basement.
What do you think of black people?
I won't answer that.
Okay, no opinion. No opinion on that one. Thank you very much. What do you think of white people?
White people, they straight, you know. They just like me, you know.
Okay.
They straight, just, you know, they just stay white and we black, you know.
My opinion?
Yeah. What's your feelings?
I have no opinion.
Okay. Just,
Um,
so you've never...
they're just people like anyone else.
Okay.
All white people ain't in the same boat, you know what I'm saying? Because like you, I mean, if you was a prejudiced white man, you wouldn't be standing here talking to us, right?
Sure.
So I don't have anything against you. But it's a few of us, see, by us living in this neighborhood, it's a few of them around here that just don't agree with us being here. You see what I'm saying? You could tell the ones that don't want us here, because when they see us walk down the street, they across the street. You see what I'm saying? So those are the ones that just ain't no good for us.
Okay. What do you think of white people?
Classic. That's classic. You know, this is an issue that obviously I have to confront a lot here at the University of Chicago. I am what is termed as a half-breed. My mother is white, but you wouldn't know that from looking at me because you know, skin color is on a you know, chromosome or whatever, and it's inherited independent of either of your parents. And so I'm judged as black by the outside, you know, by whoever. And you know, I have at home black friends. I had to seek black friends. I went to a high school which was all white and in a white community, and they hated me.
Really?
And you know, burnt crosses on my lawn and the whole bit. And I'm here now, and we're in a neighborhood where, you know, Hyde Park itself is surrounded by the south side of Chicago, known throughout the country as, you know, one of the hardest ghettos there is. And so we kind of deal with this urban paranoia thing about, you know, white folks are afraid to get mugged, and they see black people walking, you know, through campus to get wherever, to their jobs or wherever. And there's a real, you know, sense of, you know, the siege mentality. And if you're just looking at the buildings, it's like the Huns are going to attack at any minute. You know, the fact is I'm a student here. And I earned that right to be a student, and I work just as hard or harder, you know, as people who are here. And I'm not on any kind of scholarship, and I don't play football, and I don't do any of that. You know, it's not any athletic ability. What I got here through my own ability, and because of the way I look, I'm judged as, you know, something other, you know, entirely different than what I am.
The way I feel toward a white person, usually I have a negative vibe toward a white person for the simple fact that, you know, the black person as a man, we consider a minority. I don't consider myself a minority because I'm not in no projects. I can stand for mine. I'm a man before I'm anything. Well, usually whenever I see a white man, when I first just look at him, I'm like, there goes somebody who with a suit and tie, you know, got a job downtown, working good, got the house, and, you know, when they broke, they got about a couple of hundred in their pocket. Right. When we broke, you know, we got a couple of quarters or something like that. I mean, it's still an equality as everybody say it is out here. I mean, it's still separated. I mean, it might not be as obvious as it was then, but it's still, we're getting it's racist against us. I mean, people are still, we're still down, okay?
We want to know what you think about black people. Well, I like the majority of them unless they start messing with me. You know, like I get hassled quite a bit because of my disability. A lot of them come and mess with me and thinking I have some money on me. I get knocked down quite a few times out of that. Other than that, I think they're all right. As a matter of fact, I have a godson that is quarter Polish, quarter German, and half Negro, and I love him.
So you don't make a distinction in black and white?
No, not really. I believe everybody's a human being. We get cut, we're all bleed red. Everybody's human. We should all try to get along together. If we did that, the world would have a lot less problems.
I think I'm as just human, just like me. I'm black, just a different color of skin. That's about it.
Right. But you find there's a difference in the way you're treated by white people as opposed to black people?
Well, you know, they haven't treated me wrong in no kind of way.
Never?
Never. I ain't never had no static with no white person.
To me, nothing wrong with white people. I love them just like I love the blacks. And I wouldn't mind marrying one of them. And then again, ain't nothing wrong with the people by their color. Yo, mama one. All right, now, there's nothing wrong with people of the opposite color because we all human beings and all that. But like I said, I wouldn't mind marrying one of them.
But I don't have nothing against white people until they do something to me. But there's a lot of my brothers around here now, like I say, you know, they do us wrong. They do. Because our skin is dark and, you know, it shouldn't even be like that. We try to talk to people and we try to talk to people, you know, and say things to people, even with the police, like they stop us. Yeah. You know, it could be a group of white boys walking down the street doing the same thing we doing. They a soccer team, a volleyball team, but when we walk down the street, we a gang.
What do I think white people will say? I think they'll say, oh, hey, I'm not prejudiced. That's what white people always say. Oh, they're fine. I'm not prejudiced. You'd be talking about prejudice, and white people, the first thing that they think they need to do is justify. I'm not, you know, it's not me, it's everybody else.
What's my opinion of black people?
Yeah.
They're fine.
Okay.
Of black people?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm black myself, can't you tell?
Well, you can.
No.
He's got me flustered.
What do you mean? What do I think of black people?
Oh, what's your general opinion? Just honestly, straightforward.
I don't have an opinion about black people based on the fact that they're black.
So basically, everybody's the same then. I mean.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I think that white people are people just like all God's people. But unfortunately, things have been happening from white people to colored people that have made things pretty bad. For example, the slavery situation with blacks, what was done to the Indians, Europeans totally have been dominating third world people. Okay, so there's a problem there. Now, white people because black people are no lesser than white people. We're not less than white people, but white people have made the world like that. So within white people's minds, to me, they have to come off that pedestal and accept that we're on even terms with them. Okay, that's number one. If white people want to do that, then everything's going to be fine. But if they don't, I think the world's headed for some serious chaos.
I don't have nothing against white people. It's just some of them be treating me like. Some of them rude. Some of them are rude, like they prejudiced in my school.
What kind of things do they do or say that
every time a black person say something, they be like, yeah, again, black people. That's how black people is.
Can I get another comment?
What's wrong with black people? Just because we another color. Sometimes I think, what's the purpose of this? Why we gotta be like? Why does it have to be like this?
How do you think black folks feel about you?
Just like they don't like white.
All of them?
Most of them don't.
You like white people?
Hi. Or not just what's your opinion of?
What do you think about white people?
Do you agree with them?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, what? I mean, how do you feel about them? Do you hate them? Do you like them?
I like them. They all right. What?
Thank you. I'm like walking down the street. I'm sure it don't happen to every brother. You know, a white lady be in front of you or something with a purse, and you walking, might be late at night or something, and she grip that purse like her life. You know.
So you think in general white people are afraid of black people?
This is like Hyde Park is like the suburbs, you know, the south side of Chicago is like a suburb because it's so many, and it's integrated, you know, it's so many black and whites, you know, and it's like white people still generally, when they see it like this, they're scared.
So it really doesn't matter the color of the people. What matters are the feelings. That's what I think.
And you come in contact with a lot of blacks and whites?
Not really. I hardly. Just in school, when I was going to school, I used to, talk to a lot of them, but not anymore. I really don't have any friends that are black, But I don't think anything bad about them. The fact that.
How do you think they feel about you?
Oh, well, that's a different story. See, because when I was going to school, some of them used to look at me down as okay, he's nothing, he's not black. They used to, criticize us or maybe pick on us, if you want to call it that.
I think that it's the duty of I think every black person. Part of the duty is learn to live with white folks. Yeah. We don't have a choice anymore, and it's not about us and them anymore. It's about who is educated and who is not, and who is afraid and who is not. And by being here at this primarily white and Asian institution, as a black male, some of the people that I've come in contact with, this is the first time dealing with a black person. And what I try and do, and what I think black people need to do on the whole, is present themselves in a fashion that says, no, I'm not going to kill you, no, I'm not going to rape you. The things you see on TV are not necessarily true. And that's our job, because there, despite what Reverend Farrakhan says, and despite what a lot of separatists and real militants would have us do, that's just not going to come to pass. Farrakhan says, there's this conspiracy against the black man. I don't think white folks are smart enough to get it all together, to just genocide. I don't think it can happen. And I really think that's unnecessary paranoia.
What sort of differences do you find in the way you're treated by blacks and the way you're treated by whites?
Oh my goodness, I don't even want to get into that. Because here, you know what it is? They want to take advantage. It's like that I owe them something.
Are you talking now about blacks or whites or both?
Right.
Which are you talking about?
The blacks. They think that I owe them something. I didn't bring them to this country. And they want to take advantage of me. And I'll tell you the honest goodness truth, that I am an alcoholic. And I've been walking, trying to get rid of this, just walking it off, I don't want to drink no more. I don't want to drink. I'm hungry. I can't even get food. They can go over there and get food, and I can't. And that I don't understand.
How come they can go over there and get food and you can't?
They'll give it to them, but they won't give it to me. They can go over there and get food, and I cannot. I don't understand that.
But I deal with everybody objectively and openly. But if they disrespect me, I tend to be more volatile towards white people if they disrespect me.
Than you do toward black people?
Yes, I agree. So maybe that shows a little bit maybe it's just a little sign of racism. But I saw a show last night to talk briefly on BET. The name of it was Our Voices, and it talked about Farrakhan was on it, Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he was showing the real situation, that white people, they gotta accept black people as real people, and everything will be straight, you know what I'm saying? But if they don't, we're headed for chaos. But the problems that white people did beset on black people, in my opinion, it's up to black people also to look at them and deal with them. We can't be crying about what the white people did, because the drug problems, the teenage pregnancy problem, crime, black on black crime. See, we gotta look at ourselves. We gotta clean that up. If we don't clean it up, then we just as responsible. I'm not even crying about no white people. I'm crying about our people cleaning up our act, because this is 1990.
Some white people are different from each other. Some are racist and some are not. So I don't have anything against white people. only ones that are devils that do evil things.
What's wrong with the color?
Nothing.
Is it like all white people is like they treat us different? They treat us like ew.
They judge other people by the color of their skin.
Yeah. Some white people are prejudice.
And by the texture of their hair when they be nappy.
Get out of here, you nigger. Not all. Not all. Some. Not all.
We ready already. Never ever in my life prejudice against another color because I give all respect, especially to my mother. You may be white and maybe I be black because I speak the truth, never fiction or fact. I'm through.
All right. Yeah.
But one time, I was on the elevator downtown up in the water towers, and I was the only black on the elevator, and I broke wind, but all the white people looked at me like I was an alien, but you only human to pass gas, right? Right?
I do it myself all the time.
Right. Everybody can fall.
Hey, give me about a minute. Give me about a minute, and
you'll let one loose.
When you be on the elevator or something, like when I be going to the clinic, when I be going to the hospital for my kid, for her or something, I be on the elevator, and then. But they don't be the white people stop. They get off on because I'm on there.
Right.
Look at the black people like, let's go. Like they be,
yeah, you can.
Don't laugh at me or nothing
Okay,
because
no.
I'm kind of scared of them.
Oh, okay. Of white
Because
people?
because when I'm on the train, I'm going like far out, and I'll be the only black person
in
on
Skokie,
this Illinois.
they bury prejudices
out there.
Yeah.
I'll be scared like they gonna kill me or something because I'm the only black or something. They be doing.
Have you had any situations where they've either said or done something that no?
Anytime you see a black man on TV, he's in handcuffs, you know. And anytime you see a white man on TV, he done saved somebody's life or something like that. I'd rather like to see more of my brothers instead of looking bad like we just hoodlums going to jail and all that. I like to see some brother, hey, he just did something good, you know, not just something bad happening, you know. I mean, we publicize that a black person as niggas or whatsoever. We're just bad people, you know.
But I don't think it's so much conscious prejudice as unconscious. I think that there are things that kids have just grown up with and have seen on TV and gathered from experience that may or may not be true, and they haven't had the opportunity to challenge them and confront them with members of the race who, you know, who those stereotypes are about. I think it's not so much prejudice as ignorance. Okay. That's the problem. It's what you know. And there are a lot of white people who don't know us and don't know about us, and it's our job, you know, to get out there and teach those people. Well, it's not our job, but you know, when given the opportunity, when presented with an ignorant white person who is open to new ideas, and not saying ignorant in any kind of derogatory fashion, but someone who just doesn't know and asks you questions, I think, you know, black people should and have to be autonomous about that and answer those questions and help those people come to an understanding of, you know, this is the way it actually is, and not, you know, not what you've seen or you know, the stereotypes that you've heard. I think, you know, that I don't think that white people are going to do it. I think there's too much, you know, because for real, black people have been free in this country for 30 years now, you know, since the mid-'60s, and the country's been around for over 200. It's obvious that they're not going full steam ahead on that white people aren't going full steam ahead. And I think it's much more up to the black community to do the outreach and to take the first step.
I see a lot of black youth with the emblems of Africa, so I do feel like we're headed towards a collective type thing, because what's happening with Mandela in South Africa, that's related to us also. And I think collectively we're getting more and more tight with our home base, which we never have really that strong in the past, like the Tange with Italy, you know, like Valenza come here, everybody go berserk, you know what I'm saying? You know, like the Polish got their pride, you know, we're getting our pride back in Africa. So I see the future going strong.
I got a difference between black people and niggers. Niggers are gangbangers. Black people are people who have respect for other people. That's my difference between blacks. I like black people, niggers I don't like. Like I said, some have respect, some don't. Some are just as bad as the other ones. Some are just, you know, some are cool. You can walk up and talk to them like you can a normal person. I mean, it's just depending on who you run into, that's all. Like, ask this guy, right, Rich? Tell him, man. Ask him, man. What's your thing?
Hi, we're asking your buddy here what he thinks about black folks, and we're going to ask you the same thing.
Don't like them.
Hey, you don't like him. That's, you know, some people have different opinions. He's more of a He's more of, he don't have a difference. He don't like blacks, period, you know? I got a difference between blacks and niggers. See, every black to him is a nigger. To me, there's a difference. There's a black person and a nigger. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way I was raised, man. My mom and dad, well, really my dad, he was like that, you know? I've always heard nigger come out of their mouth, so I was pretty much just ran into that, that's all. Like her, she's a nigger.
Black people, sometimes, you know, when I be on the bus and stuff, sometimes I be on the bus and they be all rallying and stuff. They be making themselves look bad. That's why white people.
Right.
I'm talking about
That's
white people.
black,
They be,
Black folks can really act like niggas. They really act like niggas. That's why they be called niggas. They really act like niggas, because I know I can act like one myself.
But can I mention this?
You know, that's not, it's not called for.
Why do white people have a word for black people and black people don't have a word for white people?
Oh, it's a lot of words black people got.
What's the purpose of calling each other different names?
They just won't say it, but
but
see,
what's the purpose?
if all white, I'm saying, if majority of white people reacted like y'all, you know, y'all pretty nice guys, y'all all right. Maybe the world would be a perfect place.
I think it's the utmost of white people. You know how some the white people that think they got it out,
got money.
Those the ones that act, you know, funny.
I got a thing, like we got athletes, entertainers, we got mega bucks. They're gonna have to make a stronger contribution. They're gonna have to utilize their funds. And we got to root out the evils. If somebody don't want to do what it takes for our community to strive, we got to do something about ourselves. And plus, we need reparations just like the Japanese also. That would help. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to give us reparations because they already feel like we're animalistic anyway, because we do exhibit characteristics that don't stand up as dignified people. You know, so that's on us to wake up too.
In my opinion, as far as the white man holding the black man down at this present time, there has been a time in our existence in America that was very prevalent. But now, that is not the case. What's holding us down now is black-on-black situations. When a woman or an older person comes out of this currency exchange, just like other currency exchanges in the cities, if you have 15 robberies, 14 and a half of them are committed by blacks. So where does the white man come in there? He's not there. The black has to stop hurting each other, committing self-genocide with violence, with gangs, with this drug abuse, this teen pregnancy, this economical sleep that I call it, and educate ourselves and make some total economical struggles and strives in order to be respected. No one's going to respect you if you've not prepared yourself to endeavor in this society here.
If not the black man bringing the drugs in, wherever you selling drugs at, the person that's on top of that usually going to be the white man. Regardless of what you're doing,
My brother man said something.
hey,
You said something already?
hey, the white man got their hands in everything you do. Everything you do. I mean, it's a few black-owned businesses, but it should be more, you know. I mean, I like to see a black person owning something, having their own way. They don't have to listen to anybody else but themselves. They're their own boss. I mean, you know, I work for a black man, and I'd rather fight. Hey, when it comes to fighting, I'd rather fight a white man before I fight my brother, regardless of any gang banging issue or anything. I just like to see a brother have their head on his shoulder and I help another brother out like he my own blood brother. I mean, hey, I talk to my brothers, we sit down and talk about a lot of stuff. We sit and talk about school, what we want to do, further our education, further our lifestyle, and whatsoever. We want to roll around in our building without having to slang dope or whatsoever. But I mean, we're going to do what we got to do to survive. So if we have to slang dope, we're going to do that. If we have to rob, we're going to do that.
That's right.
And hey, if we can work, we'd rather do that.
When you engage in an activity that other black people don't have common ground with, for example, coming to college, you know, like a lot of my friends haven't gone to college and they love me still, you know, and they're still my friends, but they don't understand that, and I go home and talk with them, and it's, you know, there's this common ground has been lost, right? And there are other black people, and I've seen it happen to people who, when they go to college, or when they get a job, or when they decide that they want to listen to, you know, Erasure instead of Eric B. and Rakim, you know, they're called Blood Trader or Oreo or whatever, and, you know, are cast out from their own race. But it's just because they've lost some common ground with people, and the understanding is less. It's really difficult to walk the line between being grounded in your race and in yourself, and being able to reach out to other people and say, this is who myself and my race is, you know. And I think, I mean, that's one of the things, you know, maybe it's my Taoist kind of martial arts tainted view, but I that's what I try and do, and it's really, I know from my own experience, it's really difficult, and I know that from my father's experience, who has a PhD and worked for like 8 years in a position that was totally underneath that. It was just busy work, and that was in the late '60s that he had that job, because white folks were getting promoted over him. I know that that's difficult, and it's difficult to maintain that feeling of connectedness.
Some white people have black in there. Some white people is so nice and kind, but some of them could be so nasty.
That's true.
What
do you think it means
to
have black in you? What does it mean to you to have black?
Like having black in you is like yeah, man, let's go party, man.
You'll find this very interesting because I like black people a lot. My friends basically think that I'm black at heart. I'm a graduate student here, but yeah, in fact, I have a rap. My name is Mop, and I want to be black. The pigmentation the only thing I lack. I want to relax and just do some cess. And taking care not to make a mess. Then the chorus goes, that Mop, he think he black. Anyway, yeah, so it's good living in this hood, It's like someday I'll write the rest of that rap later on.
Oh, could I ask you to sign this real quick so we can...
It just ain't right. We all should be, be able to hang out,
See, to me,
we pay our money to do whatever, just let us have our fun,
To me, the white people in Hyde Park is the coolest white people I've seen in a long time.
I'd like to ask you what you think of black people.
They're straight. I go out with one and shit. I ain't got no prejudice towards them and shit. They're just the same thing and stuff. Color's just another thing, Don't mean nothing.
Okay, and what do you think they think of you?
Same thing. Ain't everybody prejudiced? Mostly, I'm white and stuff, but a lot of whites are prejudiced, and a lot of blacks just, aren't, There's more straighter than white people. I'm white myself,
What do you mean by straight?
Like, they're not prejudiced. A lot of black people aren't prejudiced. Mostly white people are prejudiced.
And you have a lot of black friends, you said, and a black boyfriend?
Yeah. I get along with them, they get along with me.
In a white society, black males, one of the first things you have to learn how to do is fight. And that's, because that's the way you have to deal with it. And you have to draw the line and say, look, if you call me this, I'm busting you up. If you call me this, I'm busting you up. And there just is no middle ground. And I think that's dissolving because my brother has to fight less than I did. And he goes to the same school district that I went to. But it's still there. And it's just time. It's just really time for all that to end. There's just too many problems and too many things that need to be faced for the division to remain there anymore.
Why we sitting up in the corner somewhere? I want to know why a black man and a white man fighting each other. We all got the same kind of blood. We all got the same kind of insides inside our body. Why is we fighting? Instead of all of this prejudice, we should come together as one. Unite together. We are all God's children. We should come together as one instead of being all apart.
Get a media some respect and turn your hat straight. All right?